During this storm, Jake has thrown dinghies into the water, hoping to hold on to one if tossed into the water. But none of them could grab one except Laura, who desperately fought to stay afloat amidst the raging storm by grabbing the dinghy with all ounces of strength left in her. After a grueling night battling the cyclone, the storm finally subsided. The morning sun revealed Laura's predicament. With the yacht and the rest of the crew nowhere to be seen, it dawned on her that she was isolated on the water. But being a survivor, she knew she had to summon the courage to stay alive. She became stranded and miles away from the nearest land. The once idyllic adventure has transformed into a tragic outing with a challenge for survival. All their supplies and devices have drowned with the yacht, so there is no way Laura could signal for help or food or water for her. She had just 2 candies in her breast pocket before the adventure. She climbed on the dinghy and waited anxiously for any vessel passing through the route. However, days turned into weeks with no vessel coming. Laura's anxiety had grown as morale dwindled. She became fearful of staying on the water for such a long time. The island they intended to explore was now a mere silhouette on the horizon. On the dinghy, the relentless sun and unforgiving saltwater took a toll on her body. With each passing day, her hope wavered, but she refused to succumb to despair. Laura braced against the chilling sea breeze and the haunting silence that enveloped her during the night. The sea gave no respite as it sent cold chills down her spine. Laura found herself wrestling with fear and despair. The thought of her friends, family, and the life she had known seemed to grow dimmer with each passing hour. As the days dragged on, Laura's plight attracted a host of predators, including sharks. Circling beneath the surface, 4 ominous silhouettes emerged, sharks drawn by the scent of humans and vulnerability. Panic gripped her as she watched the predators drawing nearer, their cold, lifeless eyes reflecting an unyielding hunger. Laura's heart pounded in her chest as adrenaline surged through her veins. She knew that her survival now hinged on her wit, instinct, and understanding of the creatures. Rather than attacking, the sharks seemed to assess her, waiting for a sign of weakness. Laura's heart pounded as she realized she must appear strong and aware. She found some wooden debris sailing near her dinghy and quickly took it, using the sharp edge as a deterrent rather than a weapon. By maintaining her composure and keeping the sharp object visible, she managed to discourage the sharks from coming closer. She held her position for hours, her body on high alert, knowing that any lapse in her vigilance could be fatal. Eventually, the sharks lost interest and swam away, leaving Laura to reflect on her close encounter with one of the ocean's most feared predators. In the middle of August, rain began, and a tropical cyclone ensued, which toppled Laura into the ocean. Laura had lost much of her strength, and with this intense storm, she could do nothing but leave herself to fate. During the cyclone, Laura got hit by debris, which slashed her thigh with blood dripping out. The sharks circled, relentless and waiting. Her last entry in her water-protected journal expressed her fading hope and the lurking dread of the predators. The pages ended there, the ink smudged, and the words trailed in uncertainty. Weeks later, a rescue team came across the abandoned dinghy. Clear signs of a struggle were evident, with shark teeth marks, blood, and debris scattered around. They found Laura's waterlogged journal inside a sealed container, her account of the days following the shipwreck. Her last entry described her desperation, the relentless sharks, and waning hope. The story ends with the rescue team's sad reflection on the scene, piecing together what likely happened, but leaving some things to the imagination. They understood the cruel reality of the sea and the tragic fate that likely befell Laura. But the ocean kept its secrets. Edwards insisted on diving into the water to check and claim any treasure he found himself. Descending into the water depth, Edwards felt the temperature drop sharply, and darkness enveloped him. The ocean, which seems calm above, hides its secret with a chilling aura below. As Edwards entered the new environment, his eyes widened in awe as he beheld the vibrant underwater world. Schools of colorful fish swam past him while he admired their mesmerizing movement. Edwards hadn't seen the wealth he sought, but he was enjoying the view of the priceless beauty of nature in its purest form. However, his sense of wonder gave way to his greedy thoughts as he ventured deeper into the waters. Unknown to him, his presence had attracted a formidable presence in the ocean's depths, a great white shark. The apex predator had sensed the intruder's vulnerability and watched from a distance, calculating its approach. Edwards just trudged along, ignorant of the lurking danger underneath the waves. The shark slowly closed the gap between them as Edwards continued his exploration. A sudden change in the water's temperature, a stark contrast to the warm embrace he had felt moments earlier, sent a shiver down Edwards' spine. He turned, and to his horror, an enormous silhouette of a great white shark glided toward him. Fear courses through his veins, and he struggles to return to the vessel where his men anxiously await. However, the shark was relentless. With each powerful stroke of its tail, it became closer to the desperate man. Edward's heart pounded and his lung burned as he struggled to avert the realization crashing upon him like a tidal wave. Fortunately, he breached the surface, gasping for air. He managed to cry out to his crew for help, and they tried sailing towards him. Panic had spread among the rest as they saw terror etched on their leader's face. While sailing toward him, One of them threw a rope at him so they would pull him to safety. Little did Edwards know that the shark wasn't just chasing him. The predator lunged at Edwards with its serrated teeth sinking into his leg. The pain was excruciating and immeasurable, as Edwards's anguished screams echoed across the ocean. Thankfully, Edwards had fastened the rope onto himself before the shark clamped onto him, so his men pulled with all their might to free him from the shark's jaw. But the immense force of the predator made it impossible. The spot has turned red, with Edwards' blood gushing out of the beast's teeth. Having lost all his energy to swimming from the shark, Edwards couldn't do anything but groan and cry for mercy. But the shark's grip didn't loosen. Its primal instinct was to consume its prey. During this agonizing moment, Edwards' life flashed before his eyes. He was filled with regret and remorse as he realized the devastation and tyranny he had brought upon the colony and its people. All the wealth he sought now seemed insignificant in the face of an adversary who neither bowed nor negotiated. The shark shook him violently, trying to free its prey from the rope. Edwards was shaken to the extent that he was rendered lifeless. The predator succeeds in freeing him and disappears into the abyss with him. The rest of the crew on the vessel just watched in bewilderment as the shark disappeared. Little did they know that danger lurked beneath the surface. Tete couldn't follow them since he knew couples, especially newly married ones, always like being left alone. Unknown to them, a bull shark was alerted by their vibration, and sensing an opportunity for a potential meal, it glided stealthily toward them. Suddenly, Julia felt her countenance change. She told Philip that the water was getting colder, and that she needed to get out. Before they could react, the ocean's silent ambiance shattered, as the enormous shark emerged from the darkness below. Fear gripped Julia's heart, and she instinctively tightened her grip on Philip's hand. Her mind raced and got torn between panic and trust in her husband's capability. The shark didn't give them time to think. The predator lunged toward them with its massive jaws closing in on Philip. The shark initially targeted Julia, but Flip pushed her away and got gnashed into by the shark, sacrificing himself to protect his beloved. The shark's razor-sharp teeth tore into Philip's left leg, causing excruciating pain as he fought to stay conscious. Philip told Julia to swim ashore before soliciting any help. Thankfully, she saw the boat they came with and swam towards it. Tete, who was watching them from the boat, noticed the disturbance and quickly swam towards Philip after helping Julia on the boat. Armed with a small dagger, he knew he had to act quickly. In the chaos that followed, Tete swam towards Philip, who was still trying to pry the predator's teeth from his leg. Tete told Philip to keep distracting the shark so it wouldn't notice that he wanted to attack it. He sprang into action with all his strength and stabbed the predator's right eye. The shark got injured as it shook violently and reached him, their instincts taking over. The largest of the trio lunged at Finley, its mighty jaws snapping shut just inches away from his legs. The force of the attack sent shockwaves through the water, causing ripples of terror to spread through the family. As the sharks continued their relentless assault, Finley struggled to escape their deadly grasp. He kicked and thrashed, desperate to break free from the menacing circle closing in on him. But the sharks were relentless, undeterred by his valiant efforts. With each passing moment, the sharks grew bolder, their hunger for flesh driving them into a frenzy. They darted in like a pack of hungry predators. They persisted in their relentless pursuit of their prey. They circled Finley and Lily, closing in for another attack. Emily, the eldest sibling, cried out for help, desperately searching for anything to ward off the sharks. With trembling hands, she picked up a nearby piece of driftwood and flung it toward the predators, hoping to create a barrier between them and her injured brother. But the sharks were unyielding, their sharp eyes fixed on their wounded target. They swam in a calculated dance of death, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. Michael's mind raced, searching for any way to save his son. He knew that time was running out, and that they needed help immediately. With a burst of adrenaline, he mustered the strength to reach Finley and Lily. With every ounce of his being, he pulled them out of the treacherous waters, away from the jaws of the relentless predators. But the sharks were unsatisfied. They followed them relentlessly, their dark shadows lurking beneath the surface. In a desperate bid for survival, Michael and the children swam towards the shore, their hearts pounding in their chests, every stroke a struggle against the terror that pursued them. Finally, they reached the shallower waters where the sharks could not venture. Gasping for breath, they collapsed on the shore, their bodies trembling with the shock of the heroin shimmered with inviting colors, hinting at the wonders beneath the surface. Little did they know that danger lurked just out of sight. As Jameson swam along the shallow reef, the water teemed with life. Suddenly, a shadowy figure approached, its dark silhouette moving swiftly through the water. Within seconds, the calm scene turned into chaos as a bull shark lunged toward Jameson, its menacing eyes fixated on its prey, its injured prey. The Reeder family knew they had to act fast to get Jameson out of harm's way. His mother and father shielded him with their bodies as they climbed back into the boat. The shark continued to follow, its powerful tail propelling it through the water with terrifying speed. They could see the glint of hunger in its eyes, and the memory of those cold, soulless orbs would haunt them for years. The boat's engine roared to life and the family sped away from the attack scene. But the shark was relentless, pursuing them relentlessly, its primal instincts driving it to hunt its wounded prey. Urged caution and respect for the ocean's inhabitants, emphasizing the need for responsible coexistence. The Florida Keys would forever hold memories of both cherished moments and heartache for the Reeder family. Their love for the of 2005, the crystal-clear waters of the Bahamas beckoned tourists worldwide, offering a captivating destination for those seeking a slice of a golden glow over the glistening sea. The turquoise waters invited them to dive in and discover the hidden wonders beneath the surface. Jordan's family was close-knit, and this vacation was a cherished opportunity to create lasting memories together. The sparkling ocean promised thrilling encounters with marine creatures, and they eagerly donned their snorkeling gear, ready to immerse themselves in the underwater world. Little did they know that their adventure would take a devastating turn. As they ventured further from the shore, the water transformed from a serene playground to a realm of potential danger. Unbeknownst to them, the area was frequented by sharks, drawn to the rich marine life that thrived in these waters. The air was filled with excitement and anticipation as Jordan and her family swam along the shallow reef, marveling at the colorful fish and vibrant coral formations surrounding them. The beauty of the underwater landscape was enchanting, and Jordan's heart soared with each new discovery. The sun shone brightly overhead as the Lindsays waded into the water, excitement coursing through their veins. The turquoise waters beckoned them into a world of wonders, but unbeknownst to them, a lurking danger lay beneath the waves. As Jordan swam alongside her family, her heart filled with joy at the sight of colorful fish and vibrant coral. But the tranquility was shattered in an instant as a shadowy figure emerged from the depths. 3 sharks, swift and silent hunters, circled the unsuspecting snorkelers, their eyes fixed on Jordan, their instincts sharpened by the scent of her presence. Before anyone could react, the sharks struck. The water erupted in chaos as the 3 sharks closed in on their prey. Jordan's family screamed in horror, but their cries were drowned out by the turmoil of the attack. The sharks' dark shadows desperately tried to fend off the sharks. She clung to a noodle float, hoping to stay afloat, while her family tried to pull her back to safety. But the sharks were relentless, circling and attacking with deadly precision. Her mother, Kami, tried desperately to reach her daughter, but the sharks were too swift. Finally, a nearby boat heard their cries and rushed to the scene. The captain maneuvered swiftly, using the boat's presence to deter the sharks. With the crew's help, they managed to pull Jordan aboard, their hearts heavy with fear for her life. The boat sped towards the shore, with Jordan's family surrounding her, praying for a miracle. Her brother held her hand, his eyes brimming with tears as he whispered words of encouragement. By the time they reached the shore, Jordan was in critical condition. Her body
roaring waves that graced the fictional shores of Sunshine Bay in Florida. Amid that fateful day, as the sun cast a golden glow over Sunshine Bay, Ethan's heart raced with excitement and anticipation. The allure of the waves was irresistible, luring him into the embrace of the turquoise waters that stretched out before him. Unbeknownst to Ethan, this day's adventure would soon lead him to a heart-stopping encounter with a creature that had haunted the nightmares of many who dared to venture into the deep, the great white shark. Under the sun's warm embrace, the waves beckoned to Ethan, their rhythmic crashes echoing like a siren's call in his ears. With his trusty board securely tucked under his arm, he ventured into the water, feeling the cool and invigorating touch of the sea against his skin. The gentle lull of the waves transformed into a powerful surge as he paddled farther from the shore, each swells propelling him forward and heightening his sense of anticipation. The distant horizon held the promise of thrilling rides and the kind of adrenaline-fueled moments that surfers lived for. In the distance, a group of dolphins danced on the surface, their joyful leaps captivating Ethan's attention. He paused, captivated by the playful display, his heart full of wonder at the ocean's inhabitants. But as his eyes lingered on the dolphins, an unsettling sensation tingled at the back of his mind, a whisper of danger that went unnoticed amidst the beauty that surrounded him. Determined to immerse himself in the experience, Ethan propelled himself forward, his thoughts consumed by the vibrant world beneath the waves. Suddenly, as if the ocean itself had shifted, a shadowy form emerged from the depths, a massive great white shark, its cold, unfeeling eyes fixed on its unsuspecting prey. In an instant, time seemed to stand still as Ethan realized the peril he was in. Panic surged through his veins, his heart racing faster than the waves crashing around him. The shark's immense jaws parted, revealing rows of serrated teeth that gleamed with an eerie luminescence in the dappled sunlight. Ethan's instincts took over as he tried to escape the shark's pursuit.
Adrenaline rushed through him as he fought against the waves, desperately trying to put distance between himself and the approaching danger. The shark's presence was like a shadowy nightmare lurking just beneath the surface. As he paddled frantically, the water around him churned, waves rising like malevolent giants. The taste of salt and fear filled his mouth, and his heart raced in his chest. The great white shark closed in, its monstrous form moving swiftly through the water, its jaws opening wide. With a sudden, terrifying force, the shark lunged at Ethan. He could see its rows of razor-sharp teeth, gleaming with deadly intent. In a matter of seconds, the shark's jaws closed around him, its powerful bite piercing through his flesh and bone. Ethan's desperate cries were muffled by the water as he fought against the creature's grip. The shark's strength was overwhelming, dragging Ethan deeper into the ocean's depths. He struggled, his movements growing weaker as the darkness closed in around him. The pain was excruciating, with each second feeling like an eternity, as the shark's jaws continued to tighten their grip.
Ethan's vision blurred and his breath grew shallow as he felt the world slip away. He could feel the shark's immense power, the crushing force of its bite, and the overwhelming realization that he was no match for this apex predator. Gasping for breath, Ethan in disbelief. The beach, once a place of camaraderie and adventure, now held a somber silence, a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between man's aspirations and the raw power of nature. Ethan's tragic fate served as a stark reminder of the unpredictable dance between humanity and the wild. His story ignited conversations about the risks inherent in pursuing a passion so intimately tied to nature's most formidable forces. The haunting echo of his loss reverberated not just along active waves. The beach beckoned to thrill-seekers and ocean enthusiasts alike. Little did they know an ancient terror, a relic of the deep, awaited them with jaws that hungered for more, on a feast of fresh seafood, savoring the flavors and the shared moments that made the day unforgettable. The gentle rocking of the yacht and the distant lullaby of the waves provided the perfect backdrop to their conversations and laughter. Through the course of the day, Chloe's initial unease gave way to the infectious spirit of her friends. Their shared laughter, the thrill of the activities, and the bonds they forged painted a vivid tapestry of memories against the backdrop of Cape Fear's enchanting beauty. Night descended, casting its ominous shroud over the ocean. Little did they know a shadow moved beneath the surface, its eyes glinting with predatory intelligence. The great white shark, a relic from the primeval depths, had picked up the scent of their presence. Driven by an insatiable hunger, their laughter and splashes punctuated the quiet of the night as they frolicked in the water. The ocean, an abyss of darkness below, held its secrets close. As Chloe and Alex drifted away from the group, their playfulness turned to passion, blissfully ignorant of the approaching terror. In a horrifying instant, the tranquil waters transformed into a maelstrom of chaos. The monstrous predator, driven by primal hunger, surged from the depths with an alarming swiftness that defied comprehension. Its sinister silhouette broke the surface, its teeth gleaming like shards of moonlit steel. Chloe, caught in the jaws of impending doom, emitted a blood-curdling scream as the shark's razor-sharp teeth sank into her leg. The sheer force of the attack propelled her underwater, her body engulfed by the ominous depths. Panic and pain intertwined as the relentless pull of the abyss tugged at her weakened form. Among the turmoil, Alex's terror-stricken cries joined the dissonant chorus. His heart raced as he battled the frantic currents, desperately scanning the tumultuous water for a trace of Chloe. Beneath the waves, the great white's vice-like grip remained unrelenting, its savage power tearing through flesh and bone with horrifying ease. The sea's clear blue turned a gruesome red, a macabre testament to the predator's unquenchable hunger. For Chloe, time seemed to slow to a nightmarish crawl. The crushing force of the shark's jaws threatened to splinter her leg, each agonizing second a symphony of searing pain that seeped into her very core. A surge of desperation ignited her will to survive, her fingers clawing at the water as she fought against the abyss's suffocating embrace. Her anguished cries were swallowed by the relentless depths. Alex, driven by fierce determination, finally spotted Chloe's struggling form. Adrenaline surged through his veins as he unleashed a torrent of blows on the malevolent creature. His fists pummeled the cold, unyielding flesh, a display of defiance against the creature's predatory nature. Momentarily stunned by this unexpected resistance, The shark released its grip on Chloe, retreating into the shadowy abyss, leaving behind a trail of terror and blood. The aftermath was a surreal juxtaposition, as the once roiling waters now lapped gently against the shore with a deceptive calmness. Alex managed to drag Chloe onto the beach, their breaths ragged, their hearts still pounding from the adrenaline-fueled struggle. The full weight of their harrowing ordeal crashed down upon them, as the reality of the vicious attack became glaringly evident. Chloe's leg bore the gruesome imprint of the predator's assault, a harrowing testament to the battle for her life she had waged beneath the waves. The wounds, a cruel tapestry of jagged lacerations and torn flesh, told a visceral tale of survival in the face of unspeakable danger. The group huddled on the beach, their eyes haunted and expression somber. The once warm embrace of the Florida sun, the trio embarked on a journey to study the intricate ecosystem of coral reefs. Their vessel, the Marine Explorer, was equipped with state-of-the-art diving gear and advanced research equipment, a floating haven for their scientific pursuits. The sea beckoned, promising untold discoveries beneath its azure surface. The yearning for adventure propelled them into the water, with each dive revealing a world of vibrant marine life and enchanting coral formations. Their days were spent documenting the mesmerizing ballet of fish and the delicate dance of coral polyps, with each frame captured by Jessica's lens immortalizing the ocean's majesty. However, beneath the beauty of the underwater realm lingered an inherent danger, a truth Alex and his companions were acutely aware of. Cape Coral was known for its resident predators, among them the notorious bull sharks, a force to be reckoned with in their own domain. But the allure of uncovering the ocean's secrets was too potent to resist, driving them to delve deeper into its mysteries. One fateful afternoon, curiosity led the trio to a remote coral reef, far removed from their usual research sites. As they descended into the depths, the tranquil ambiance was abruptly shattered by a deafening rush of water. A bull shark, its formidable presence undeniable, materialized from the shadows with breathtaking speed. Its jaws gaped wide, rows of serrated teeth reflecting the sunlight in a haunting spectacle. Jessica's heart raced as the shark surged towards her, the world around her a blur of motion and instinct. In a desperate bid to evade the predator's relentless assault, she darted towards the coral, seeking refuge within its labyrinthine embrace. The shark's powerful jaws snapped shut with a violent force, narrowly missing her leash. The reef, a sanctuary of jagged edges and concealed passages, became both her protector and her prison. As the chaos unfolded, Alex and Mike sprung into action. With years of experience in the water, they knew the delicate balance between curiosity and caution. Alex maneuvered towards Jessica, his heart pounding with fear for his friend's safety. Mike positioned himself between the shark and their vulnerable companion, brandishing a pole spear as a barrier of defense. With remarkable determination, Jessica navigated the coral's labyrinth, evading the shark's ferocious lunges. The predator's attacks grew more relentless, each strike a terrifying reminder of the thin line that separated life from the abyss. Mike's swift movements and calculated strikes kept the shark at bay, with the pole spear serving as an improvised weapon in their battle for survival. In the midst of the chaotic struggle, Alex reached Jessica, his voice a calming presence amidst the maelstrom. Together they pressed onward, using their knowledge of the reef's intricate pathways to outmaneuver the relentless predator. As Mike's efforts held the bull shark at bay, Alex and Jessica managed to reach a clearing, a temporary respite from the relentless assault. Finally, the shark's determination waned and it retreated into the depths, its elusive victory slipping through its jaws. The ocean's embrace transformed it from a battlefield to a sanctuary, its waters a testament to their resilience and unbreakable bond. The trio emerged from the water, their hearts heavy with the weight of their harrowing encounter. Gasping for breath, they clung to the side of the research vessel, their bodies trembling from the adrenaline coursing through their veins. The sound of their ragged breaths and the gentle creaking of the boat formed a somber symphony, a stark contrast to the vibrant coral reef they had just escaped. As the boat rocked gently on the wave, Jessica's friends rallied around her, providing comfort and support in the face of adversity. Alex and Mike's concern was palpable as they tended to her cruise. Olivia's extravagant lifestyle frequently drew the attention responsible for the catastrophe. Alex believed that the story of the monster shark was just a myth perpetuated by the community to lure in tourists. Although the story of the monster shark had been told for decades, she still did not believe it. Alex was motivated to take action as a result of the disappearance. She teamed up with Captain Benjamin Ben, liked the markings on the animal's back before. The enigma of this creature so enthralled Elena that she decided to mark it for later investigation. Elena's stomach began to flip as she got closer to the shark, and she experienced a tingling sensation of exhilaration mixed with anxiety. It gave off the impression of being interested yet wary simultaneously, as though it knew she was there for more than mere observation. She proceeded to affix the tracking device to the shark's fin in an organized manner. She was unaware that the shark was uncomfortable while the tag was attached. In a matter of seconds, the peaceful environment of the undersea world erupted into mayhem. Elena and Ethan were in the path of the shark's oncoming charge when it became belligerent and began to thrash its gigantic body, even though they could return to the research. As they deliberated on what course of action to take, word arrived on the island of a shark attack. The tourists quickly panicked, and the locals became concerned about their well-being. The experienced sailor in charge of to attract the shark and cause it to swim away from the island. Mia offered to play the decoy role because of her extensive knowledge of marine life, making her the ideal choice for the job. The crew quickly implemented their strategy while it was still dark outside. While Mia courageously took her place in the water, the others maintained a tight check on the tracking data to keep track of the shark's movements. The shark followed the decoy as it made its slow journey away from the island where it had been placed. The team watched with bated breath as the shark got fixated on the decoy, becoming oblivious to its surroundings. Elena and Ethan turned on the tracking device as soon as they entered deeper water. This allowed them to observe the shark's activity while remaining at a safe distance. They were taken aback when they saw a change in the manner in which the shark was behaving. It had rediscovered some dormant instincts since it became less aggressive and more interested. It moved fluidly, her eyes brimming with joy. Next to her was her daring and capable sailing companion, Alexander "Alex" Donovan, who had been her best friend for many years. Bella voiced her excitement, stating that she couldn't believe they were going to investigate the secrets of Bayfield Island, and she went on to explain why. Alex grinned as he responded and mentioned that it would be an experience that they would never forget. Captain Jeremiah "Jerry" Blackwood of the Sapphire Star joined them and remarked that they were ready for the adventure of a lifetime, comparing their appearance to that of excited children on Christmas morning. Professor Victoria "Vicky" Thornton, a well-known marine archaeologist, guided their expedition to discover the ocean's mysteries. When they had a more profound relationship with the island, Bella and Alex decided to investigate a spooky cave that had been on their minds for a while. They did so when the sun was setting. They entered and found an ancient cave with engravings depicting a fabled shark guarding the island. Bella was amazed by the sculptures and remarked that it appeared with its gigantic size. As she peered at the magnificent yet menacing creature, Bella's pulse raced as it raced faster and faster. Alex hushed them that they ought to return to the yacht, his gaze fixed on the shark the entire time. Despite this, Bella found herself pulled to the creature's stare and had the distinct impression that she was privy to something that transcended the passage of time. She concluded that the shark was not the monstrous creature represented in various traditions. As the journey drew to a close, Bella made a decision that surprised everyone. She concluded that it was best to keep some mysteries a mystery, and decided to keep the shark's secret a secret. She was aware that most people wouldn't get her reasoning, but she couldn't stand by and let the legendary beast be turned into another story used for amusement. After completing their task, Bella, Alex, Vicky, and Jerry sailed away from Bayfield Island. They took memories that would last a lifetime and a greater respect for the wild and unfathomable ocean secrets. As a result, the tale of the enormous shark continued to be kept a secret beneath the water's surface by the very island. The world may need to learn the truth about the gigantic shark. Still, for Bella, Alex, Vicky, and Jerry, the experience will remain a treasured memory permanently inscribed into their life's annals. As a result, the unconquerable mysteries of the ocean remained, calling out to the exploratory spirits among us to discover and decipher their hidden meanings. The story of the enormous shark would always serve as a reminder to Bella that marvels were designed to be kept firmly rooted in the domain of fantasy. This was where the line separating truth and myth was hazy, making way for aspirations to soar in the vastness of the vast ocean.